I would have been screwed if you didn't have a private partnership program.
I partnered with the seller because we had a house that just needed too much work to get a mortgage, but the cash price was too low. She liked me, liked my company, wanted to do business with my company, but just the number didn't work for her. So what we did is we partnered up, and I just met the appraiser here. We took care of all the chipping paint around the whole house. That way we can get her top dollar. I guaranteed her a price, took care of all the repairs, and then we sold it to a buyer. We actually ended up being a VA buyer, and we had to take care of a bunch of miscellaneous things to bring it up to the veteran standards. So we'll do a quick little walkthrough here and see how it goes. And there she is, Lee Hill. So some of the things that we had to do to bring the house up to code was paint every single window well, because they were chipping paint. That is not a job that any contractor wants to take on. If a homeowner had to do that for themselves, contractors would charge them an arm and a leg. Matter of fact, my contractor said to me, "You're lucky it's you, because I would have never taken that job on." And I know that to be true because I've done so many flips and so many renovations. They don't want to do the tedious work of clawing these windows open and then getting in there and painting and then closing them. This whole area was chipping paint as well. So we got all that taken care of. And I'm willing to do all these things for any sellers, because I have the liquidity, I have the contractors, and I have the loan license. So I know the requirements were to bring the house up to code. But I was able to do this because Lee and I signed a very limited power of attorney, which allowed me to take off the liability, do all these things, and make the decisions to pay the contractors without bringing on any type of risk that she wouldn't move forward with the sale of the property. We had to cap every single one of these because the homeowner hired someone to do a lot of electrical work, and they never finished the job and they never closed out the permits. So I came in, I capped all of these, we called the town, and then the town came out to re-inspect all the plumbing that was done that she did years ago because the permit never got closed. Naturally, buyers' attorneys are always going to ask the sellers to close out any open permits. So that's another advantage of the private partnership program, where sellers don't have to think of those things. There's also some work needed to be done in both of these electrical breakers, and you have to hire licensed electricians. Just so you're aware, they're billing at $90, $80 an hour minimum, and believe me, they're not working fast. So having the advantage of knowing someone that knows all those contractors, so that way we can get the work done quickly. Now, who does this fit? This is good for people that don't have the liquidity to get these things done. This is good for people who don't have the desire to call around, try to get the cheapest price, do things like that. Schedule it, get them in here, get the appraiser here. The appraiser fails it, the appraiser's got to come back out. Doing all those things, you can dump all those things on me. And then lastly, if you can see here, all of this out on the outside has been completely scraped and primed and painted, the foundation, because FHA, VA, and CHFA loans will not allow you to sell a house with even the smallest amount of chipping paint. So I had to send my guys in. We scraped up this whole basement and got it painted. All she had to do was leave the door unlocked for 2.5 days, and we got that thing done. And bada bing, bada boom, made it super easy for her. And then lastly, there's always these small little things as well. If you have more than 3 steps, they always make you install these railings. So we went out, not a dime out of her pocket, bought all of the railings, paid, installed them, made sure they're safe and secure. Appraiser came out today, took pictures of them, shook them, make sure they're not going to rip right out the wall, make sure the work is done quality, so the buyer can buy a safe house.
You took care of me by taking care of them, which is like unheard of. The fact that you would take care of that to help expedite this whole thing, and also to help me out with the funds from the rent, since I didn't have the rent and I desperately need that.
And then the buyer's a good match too, right?
All right, and the buyer, this is so funny because the day that all the people came in, they're the one of the 3 is the one that you picked, and he is so wonderful. You know, I liked him very much when he walked in the door. And I remember when you said, we have an offer, and I said, who is it? And you said, the veteran. Was he the guy that had this on or something? And you said yes. And I went, I liked him. I did.
Yep, we picked him because he was a good fit.
See, that's something else. I don't know of anybody else that would go through all of that.
Mm-hmm. A lot of realtors and real estate brokers advise their clients based on terms. That's price, down payment, timeline, things like that. But I advise them on terms, but also security as well, right? So security are those non-tangible things that need to be taken into consideration. Security, will it close, right? How quickly will it close? How cumbersome will it be? Will the person moving into your house take as good care of your house if, let's say, it was a house that was passed down from generation to generation?
And that's important because you don't want to have a jerk to be your landlord. But you went through all of that. I don't know how many offers actually came in.
We had a couple. I actually had a higher offer than him, but A, he wasn't a veteran, and B, it was just I knew by the demeanor of the buyer that they would have been very hard on you, and I didn't want that for you. So
thank you.
People want to know those things, and they want, especially if it's, again, a family home. So those are the security items that that I look through when I'm reviewing the offers and advising the seller and saying, or when I'm doing the private partnership program, that I'm taking into consideration when I'm making the decision on behalf of the seller. Well, I'm glad that you appreciate the non-uniqueness of the process of the sale of the home. And this partnership program is not for everyone. It's for people that need it. That's why if I came in here and I saw another exit that was more traditional, I would have coached you in that direction. But because of the circumstance of not just the quality of the house, but the fact that you needed to stay here, you needed time to stay afterwards in order to get you the number that you needed. We needed to evict and get out the first 4 tenants. And then after they're out, you needed the income from the rent there. So this partnership program allowed you to get all those things without sacrificing substantially the equity from your home.
It just was like painless and also looking out for me in terms of the offers that came in. Mm-hmm. The one that would be the best, as you said, for me. I was just used to people. It's like, okay, here's an offer. We'll see if we can get it up a little bit. Okay, well, we can't hear you. Here, take this one. Mm-hmm. It's a paycheck to most realtors, but it's like a lifestyle for you.
It's weird that you say that. Literally, I've heard that dozens and dozens of times from people.
Really?
They say that to me all the time. They're like, you don't have a job, you have a lifestyle.
It makes, at least for me, very secure. It isn't just like, I'm going to sell this house and, whatever, I get this much, or I might not make that much on the sale, but, it's just another notch in my belt. I would have been screwed if you didn't have a private partnership program. I would have had to take like a low ball amount of money for a cash buyout, or do it the regular way because I needed funds so I could see where I'm going to go. So that program saved me. And the fact that you have all these different things to come up with. It isn't just, you're not a cookie cutter person. And that's really important. And I remember being told, so we'll just have that one weekend. People will be coming and going. I have it all the time. And then we'll be done. And I thought, done? I never heard of something like that. But you did that. And the fact that you could always be reached and you're always cheerful. And whatever concern I've had, I've never felt like I was being stupid or told that it didn't matter, because it mattered to me and I was shown such care and thoughtfulness. And that's really important, because other than having a child, getting married, selling a house, it's a big deal and it's stressful. And you took all the stress. You just did it.
Give me a hug. Aww. I'm glad I could help you.